Yeah, we bring reviews of your house, talk to our dudes of your house. I bring my views of your house, wrestling truths of your house. We talk to you in your house, we keeps it cool in your house, we keeps it cool in your house. I'm spitting truths in your house. Yes, Mark's hating on his fans, Becky's niche on the man. Play with two like a lion, household a dangerous alliance. I am a nightmare like Cody, and I'm overcoming like Kobe. No, they cannot hold me. Come listen, I'm hosting, critiquing, I'm boasting. This wrestling I'm knowing.
Fuck this shit! It's all about podcasts these days.
My name is Brian Pillman Jr., and you're listening to the In Your House podcast. This is Austin Theory of Evolve, and you're listening to the In Your House podcast.
This is AEW's Darby Allin, and you're listening to In Your House podcast.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to In Your House, starring Alakan House and my man, Michael Hutchison. That's Mikey Hutch. This is the People's Podcast. Hey guys, you already know who it is. It's your boys, Con and Hutch, ready to get that work. When it comes to this professional wrestling business, that is what we do, and hey, we love it. So let me let you guys know where you guys can listen to this at. You guys can listen to this at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Himalaya. Hey, you don't have an Apple device? That's alright. We're on Google Play. Anywhere that you guys are, hey, we can get to you when you know we give you that work. Round the clock. You guys already know what it is. Guys, last time that I checked, In Your House was the hottest professional wrestling podcast in the Midwest. Untouchable, ladies and gentlemen. Teflon Khan and Can't Touch Hutch are back in the building once again. And Hutch, we had ourselves a hell of a show last night, brother.
Man, that show, as the kids say, was lit from top to bottom. There was there was a few. There's one match in particular that I'm sure we'll get to that I've seen some negative opinions about. Okay. But I have a very positive opinion about it, and we'll get into that later. But yeah, from right out of the gate, man, NXT came out swinging, and they knocked it out of the park yet again, and their streak continues. There's yet to be a bad takeover.
Yep, I agree with that, man. I agree with that. One thing that I wanted to lightly touch on, we're just gonna graze over this, but we didn't watch this because we didn't watch the pre-show. I don't know if you saw this, man, or heard about this, but Jordan Miles, formerly known as ACH in Ring of Honor in New Japan, he defeated Cameron Grimes, which was formerly known as I believe Trevor Lee and Impact, and he defeated him to win the NXT Breakout Tournament.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Huh. No, I can't say I heard about that.
Yeah.
But right on. I'm with it. I like
man.
ACH. ACH is good.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, that's awesome. And you know what? I actually, speaking of talents, I'm not sure if you've seen this. This really doesn't tie to last night, but there was a recent giant that got signed to NXT. Oh. I'm not sure of his name. I believe he's from somewhere, I want to say somewhere in Africa or something like that.
Okay.
This fool is like 7'2".
No way.
He is massive, and I guess he debuted at some NXT house show.
Really?
So, yeah, you guys may do a little bit of research on that. Again, I'm not going to take the time to pull it up because I don't want to take too much time here because we got a very stacked show to cover.
Yes.
But yeah, man, he looks like a Goliath. So, Yeah, and Vince will love him, because Vince
yeah.
loves the big guys.
Oh,
so,
yeah, no
but
doubt,
anyway, but yeah, back to the show, man. My
Absolutely,
God, where do we
yes.
where do we begin?
That's a good question, but I know a good spot to begin. And bro, that was this tag team match between Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, the NXT Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits, going up against two members of the Undisputed Era. That was Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. And bro, you had some thoughts on the Street Profits before this match started.
I did. It's funny. It's almost like this was scripted.
Yeah.
We were talking as they were coming out about how, first off, I got to say, I love the thing that the Street Profits did where they went in the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Where they got the crowd hopping.
Man.
Doing the hey thing. And, and I'm thinking they need to do that every time. Every time they come out, I want to see the whole hard camera side bouncing. You know what I mean? And I just think, one, that would make a good visual. It's a good interaction with the talent and the crowd. I just think that's money. They are money. And I got to give it up for the bedazzled glitter red solo cup as well.
Yes,
that's
man.
dope. That's fresh as hell. And I swear this is a Montez highlight reel.
Yeah.
And to get to what you alluded to, I had mentioned to Khan as this match was just kicking off that I like the Street Profits. I like what they're doing in, on Raw. You know what I mean? Like their personalities and stuff like that. But to me personally, and I'm not, let me preface this by saying that I haven't been watching NXT religiously other than the takeover. So they may have already had their quote unquote moment, but they being the Street Profits, I mean. But to me personally, they hadn't had that moment for me personally until last night.
Yep.
Last night, that team proved it to me because they've proved that they can be charismatic, on a microphone, but you got to be able to go in the ring too. And not just Montez, but both of them proved that they can go in the ring last night.
Oh, yeah.
And again, I've walked out. I mean, it's not that I wasn't a fan of them to begin with, but I walked out of that match a hell of a lot bigger fan of them than I was in the beginning.
I agree with that, bro. I totally agree with that because I've always sung the praises of the Street Profits. I've always liked them. Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford. I just think they've been great. But I didn't disagree with you when you said that they haven't really had their in-ring moment. Now, are they doing their thing on Raw? I mean, come on, bro. They're being featured on the flagship show at least 2 or 3 times a segment. You know what I mean? And it's just been good stuff. They're entertaining. But have they had their moment in the ring? No, I don't think that they did. Until last night when they went up against the Undisputed Era. And you got to think, this is Red Dragon, bro. This is a tag team that used to run the show in New Japan and Ring of Honor. These guys are legit. You know what I mean? These guys are legit. So they went out there and had a great match with those two beasts, bro.
Facts. And that kind of plays into... They definitely helped the Street Profits look good. As we said, it always takes 2 to dance. In this case, it takes 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and this was just a great match to start off with because the crowd was hot. The Toronto crowd was lit, ready to go, and this was a great match to get going. And I'm kind of surprised the Street Profits walked out with the titles because of how much they've been on Raw. I figured this may have been some kind of send off for them, but whatever. I'm with it. I'm fine. And I love the sequence in it. There was a spot in it where I'm sorry, damn, they slipped his name. Not Montez. What's the other guy's name?
Oh, Angelo Dawkins. Angelo Dawkins.
Thank you, Angelo. Yep. I couldn't think of his last name. I knew it was Angelo, but I didn't want to botch his last name.
Yep.
But yeah, Angelo Dawkins, where he took a knee to the face.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Whoo! And the camera, I got to give it to the camera work because normally, WWE, they kind of try to pan away and do that smoke and mirrors shit, where it makes it look like it was something, but
angles.
Yeah, angles, exactly. And this one, you saw that knee hit, bang, and then they took a different angle, and this wasn't just they had the right perspective on it. Nah, man, Angelo took that knee straight to the face,
right in the dome piece, bro,
to the face. And then there was small moments and sequences in this where it actually almost seemed like a fight.
Oh yeah.
In a lot of ways, and I dug that, man. I dug their like the multiple levels that they had, or not levels, should I say layers? That they had in this match. It was a fun tag match. I loved it.
It really was, bro. It really was. I remember at some point I was even asking you, because you were over here for a little bit, and I was asking you, I was like, bro, has this turned into a tornado tag? Because they were just straight scrapping. All four guys in the middle of the ring just straight scrapping with each other, bro.
For sure, man. I mean, just giving it their all, man. And again, it just made those titles mean that much more too. And again, it's just one of those things, and I'm sure this is something that'll be a theme going forward, and it seems to be a theme with NXT, period. NXT gets it right.
Yep. You're right, bro. You're absolutely right. And they got it right last night with this match. Now, let me ask you this, because I think we were both a little bit confused about the finish. The Street Profits defeat the Undisputed Era to retain the NXT Tag Team Championships, which was a little weird to both of us, because the Street Profits have been on Monday Night Raw. So I figured they were going to drop the titles. As I've said before, SummerSlam is like the midway point of WWE, where they kind of reset some things, and so I figured they could make that full transition to the main roster after they dropped those titles, but they didn't. They kept them, bro. What do you think about that?
That just tells me that there's quite a few people that's confident in that team.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Triple H and everybody on the NXT side that's like, hey, let's keep the straps on these guys. And also, you got, Vince and his gang of yes men and goons.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, pal, get that red Dixie cup on here. Kids love this. Shit's lit. Let's get the crowd hopping. You know what I mean? But then I'm thinking too, maybe it's a strategy, because NXT's going against AEW, right?
Yep.
So let's get the NXT stars. It's going to be, let's start establishing people now, so that way when the show really kicks off in October, they're going to have quote unquote familiar faces, so to speak, to try to compete with AEW. Hell, sure. I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing here.
That's all right, bro. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. It like I said, it was kind of a surprise to me too, because I mean, they could have dropped those straps and it wouldn't have hurt the Street Profits whatsoever.
Big facts.
Because they would have come out being just as charismatic Monday. They'd have just been doing it a little bit lighter.
Yep. Yeah, for sure, bro.
I mean, that's all there is to it. But nonetheless, man, I'm cool with seeing them retain, and again, I'm ready to see more from them.
I agree, bro. Totally agree with that. I thought it was a great match. They had a good showing. I really thoroughly enjoyed that match. We're going to switch gears. Moving right along to the next match here is a young lady that just turned our heads, bro. Straight turned my head, turned your head. And I don't think there was no hiding it whatsoever. And the person I'm talking about is the Genius of the Sky, Io Shirai, as she went up against Candice LeRae in a match. And bro, they went for 15 minutes, and Io Shirai just blew us away, bro. What are you thinking about that match?
Man, that girl captivated me from the moment that she made her entrance until she left.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not just like, oh, she's hot because of course she's attractive, but that's not what we're talking about here, man. I'm talking about just the aura that she had about her, man. The reboot that's happened with her. She just had this different look, different demeanor, different mannerisms, just different everything. And the little promo, the little vignette that they showed of her.
Yes.
Dude, she sounded like a badass, and I didn't understand a damn word she said. She did. I mean, she spoke it straight up in Japanese, but she sounded like a badass doing it.
Conviction.
Exactly. It's like, I don't know the words that you said, but I know you meant it. Yeah. You know what I mean? I still felt it, and that's some things I think they've really missed the ball on with Asuka.
Yep.
Because because man, Asuka could have been presented like such a badass, and in some ways she was, until Vince got a hold of her, and then we all know how that goes. Let's put her out on the mic for 10 minutes and let her drown. That's not what you do. Short burst, man, just like you saw here with Io, but then getting to the match. Whew, my God. I mean, it was great. It was great, and the right girl went over, but both were fantastic.
Yes, yes. We cannot forget the greatness of Candice LeRae. We cannot forget the fact that she was running it on the indie scene. It just wasn't her night last night, and the right woman went over, Io Shirai, with this total new reboot. They were fantastic in the ring. Just amazing, man. Just amazing moves. Io Shirai being more of a heel. Biggest thing with Io Shirai with me is that it feels like she's owning this new persona. Like, it's not foreign to her. Like, this is who she's been the whole time. And now that I've seen her doing this, it seems like her first persona was forced, but this one doesn't feel forced.
Yeah, I think that's again what made it work. It just seemed believable.
Yeah,
like something just kind of set her off, man. And it's like she had something to prove.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, like, who told her she couldn't do it? You know what I mean? Like, who told her that? Because whoever told her that, it worked.
Yeah, man. And then just to watch this match, bro. 15 minutes of these two just ripping each other apart. And just some of the things they did. Of course, you saw a lot of high flying. Io Shirai, fantastic aerial wrestler. But it was crazy to me because even though she is, in fact, the genius of the sky, Hutch, man, she won this match with a devastating technical submission.
Yes, she did, and again, a believable one.
Yep.
like it was one of those, like, I knew it was over.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, there's no way she's getting out of that. Like she's done.
Yep.
Like it's over. It's over. And yeah, it just, again, like, it was a perfect. I mean, every act of that match was great,
Yes.
and I think that they both had more that they could have gave.
Yeah.
But I liked what I saw here, and there was enough in each act of the match that I walked away satisfied. I mean, and it was, again, good card placement as well, because because again, that first match, you know, kind of set the tone. It's like, you know, lightning fast excitement, but here's some more excitement as well, but just in a different way. There's some intensity here, and again, this is just something that kind of builds and builds throughout the evening, as we will discuss.
For sure, absolutely. So as we had alluded to, Io Shirai wins. She strapped a devastating submission hold, put those legs around her throat, around her neck on the ground, and I do believe, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, Michael, because I'm just kind of clouded a little bit. Candice LeRae passed out, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
Okay.
Yes, she did.
Okay.
And you know, and I gotta give, because that's Johnny's girl, right?
Yes, that's Johnny Gargano's wife. Yes, sir.
And I love that she was presented as more than that, other than Mauro Ranallo reminding us of that fact like 37 times. I love Mauro, but he peppered that in quite a bit. During that match. But yeah, man. And again, that's why I said it all was believable. Just the execution, I mean, just everything. That match was. You know, I'm not going to sit here and give it the star rating because Meltzer's a toolbox, and I'm not trying to borrow off that nonsense. But
right.
Again, I loved it. I thought it was the goods.
I agree. I thought it was a good match. The finish was great. It was definitely, in my opinion, they really did a good job of turning Io Shirai up. I mean, and now I can say that. I think that she's even more believable. She was an inch away from beating from beating the current champion Shayna Baszler at 25. Sorry, I was thinking a little bit at 25, and she didn't do it. And that's when her new persona really came in, and we saw her kind of snap and get really violent with kendo sticks, and then of course that moonsault with the chair on her chest, and we saw her really take it to Shayna Baszler. And now I'm feeling like with her doing the moves that I saw her do last night, I mean, an avalanche Spanish fly, which was absolutely amazing, and then she finishes the match with the Koji clutch head scissors, and then, man, I think that she give it a little bit more time, and I think she could be the one to take it off Shayna Baszler, bro. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, excuse me. I certainly have to agree, because once that match concluded, that was the match that I wanted to see.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, because, you know, later on, you know, not to get too far ahead, you know, but I've said this before, who is believable to beat Baszler? Because I don't want to get too much into it, but I'll just say this: Baszler's pretty fucking legit.
Yes.
And it's
You're not gonna hear me argue with you, bro.
It's gonna take a badass, believable girl to beat her. So, yes, coming from out of this match, yes, I am all about Io Shirai against Baszler.
Absolutely, I agree with you, bro. I agree with you on that. And we'll get to Miss Shayna Baszler a little bit later, the submission magician, as it were. But we got to move on, and that's to the Matt Riddle Killian Dane brawl, bro. What the hell? These guys just killed each other, bro.
Yeah, man, I was good, and oh my god, that poor security guard guy.
Oh man,
holy shit! I hope he got an extra hot dog and a handshake. Hopefully not from Orton. But callback. Anyway, but yeah, like I'm not sure. I don't know if these guys have been feuding on NXT because, as I alluded to, I haven't been watching the weekly show.
Yeah.
So this to me just kind of seemed random because at first when I saw Super Bro coming out of the crowd, I'm like, oh shit, he's gonna come out Barry Goldberg. Here we go. I was ready. I was here for it. And then all of a sudden he started talking about Killian Dane, and I was just like, okay, right on. And I like Dane, and then all of a sudden Dane puts down his hot dog and beer and hops the rail and gets in the ring and all that shit. Next thing you know, they're throwing down, and security guards are getting thrown everywhere, and like it was chaos. And I'm cool with this feud. I'm with it.
I'm down.
I mean,
all the way down.
I'm kind of low key disappointed because that tells me that that lowers my chances of my wishes coming to fruition in regards of Super Bro showing up to SummerSlam tonight. But whatever. Although he did say on his Instagram today that fight him if you want to, but he's going to be at SummerSlam tonight. So who knows?
Oh man. He's looking for the smoke, bro, because you got to think that in story for what he did on NXT last night, they gotta be pushing some fines out against that man. Yeah,
for sure. Or they know what they're doing and they're just kind of doing a modern work kind of thing.
For sure, yeah, for sure. Of course, they'd say that they're fining him just to go with the story.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Or Matt Riddle don't give a shit. Because, again, what are they going to do? Fire him?
Right.
We talked about that before.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely he'll go to AEW and he'll really start riffing on him.
Oh, dude. Yes. Yes, he will. He'll go hard.
Right. So, and don't let him get teamed up with MJF talking shit.
Ooh, bro. Man. The smoke, bro. The smoke. If you think MJF is talking shit, let him have a legit, mixed martial artist flanking him.
I'll say they'll smoke out and roast you.
Ooh, bro, for real. You ain't lying. But I did like the fight. I did like the beatdown. I like how they fought, and then it ended up with Riddle on his back as they jumped off the stage through a pair of tables, and I think they took a security card with them.
Yeah, they did. That's what I'm saying. That's the guy that I hope got the extra hot dog.
Oh, that guy. Okay, yep.
That guy. My God. I mean, like there's a few other ones that took some shots too, but that poor guy, holy shit! Like I don't know, that wasn't pretty.
Man,
there was a lot of nasty things, in this match, especially in the main event, which again we'll get to.
Sure.
But my goodness, yeah, this was a pretty hot segment. I'm with it, and I'm sure they'll probably, I don't know if they'll settle this probably on the next Takeover. I guess I don't know.
Maybe.
Which that'll be what? The Rumble, yeah? Or no, they do one for... Did they do one for Survivor Series?
Yeah, War Games, bro.
Oh, that's right, War Games. That's right, the War Games. You got it.
Going down in Chicago, bro.
Yep, I'm with it. Okay, yeah, the War Games. I really hope that rumor, the scuttlebutt that's going around about Vince wanting to get his mitts on NXT, isn't true.
Oh man, we'll cover that. I think that's a whole completely different show that we could really sink our teeth into.
Yeah. Stay tuned, folks. We'll delve into that at another time.
Absolutely, absolutely. So moving right along here, I want to talk about one of my favorite championships in the entire WWE, and that's the fact that the North American Championship was defended by one of my favorite talents in the entire WWE, the Velveteen Dream, as he goes up against Pete Dunne, great talent, and Roderick Strong, another great talent, and they had a triple threat match, bro. So what were you thinking watching this match?
Dude, I knew this match is going to be a 10 out of 10 as soon as they had the Mountie dedication right out of the gate.
Bro, yes!
I marked the fuck out. I'm here. I heard he's the Mountie. And I'm like, what is happening? Hold up. Because, I ended up having to come back, long story short, because, Con and I, was rolling. I was over at Con's house, and I ended up having to come back here because of reasons.
Sure.
And all that. So then, I ended up, catching back up, and I was able to sit and, get into this match. And this match was really, really good.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it damn near was my favorite match of the night because everybody killed it. And, that cheeky bitch. That cheeky bitch, Velveteen Dream. That man was doing everything he could to keep that belt. He stopped the ref from counting.
Yes.
And you know what I was saying? He stole that shit.
Man. I love him, man. I really do love him, man.
I do, too. I love him so much. And, man, I love me some Pete Dunne as well. My God.
Yes.
And Roderick Strong, for that matter. I mean, God, they're just...
It was a recipe for a 5-star, bro. It was a recipe.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, there was no fail in that match anyway. And again, it made that title mean everything because all three men were just scratching and clawing and just going through everything. I mean, we don't even have the time to sit here and break down, all the stuff that happened, in this match because it was just so much.
Well, bro, it was littered with fun sequences and dramatic pinfall saves,
Yes.
It was just a great match. I mean, that match was insane, chaotic, but it was good.
Yes.
And yeah, can I just say that Roger Strong is just a total workhorse, bro?
Man, for days.
Man.
Like he didn't even look winded.
No,
he didn't even look gassed. By the end of that match, it's ridiculous.
He's amazing, bro. Everybody in that match was amazing, but Dream would win it as he jumped from the into the ring from the top rope with the purple rainmaker to prevent Strong's pin before scoring his own on Pete Dunne, bro.
Yeah, and again, the cheeky bitch.
He's man, that dude. He's such a fierce bitch, bro.
He is, and he wants that strap. He wants the title, and he gonna let nobody take it from him. I ain't mad at him though, because when I say he stole it, I still think he earned it because that man busted his ass too. I mean, and again, I love Velveteen as well.
Oh man,
it was just a fun match. Again, it was definitely up there as one of the best matches of a very stacked card.
Yes, I agree with that, bro. I totally agree with that. Man, let's go ahead and switch gears a little bit into the Women's Championship match. The NXT Women's Championship, that is. And that was the Submission Magician, Shayna Baszler, the champion, going up against Mia Yim, bro. And I think they told a pretty good story, especially when you look at the vignettes and everything that's happened leading up to it. What were you thinking about this match between Shayna Baszler and Mia Yim?
Well, I'm sitting there watching this, and, to reiterate yet again, I have not been watching the weekly show.
Yeah.
So I was going into this blind, and the build-up video caught me up perfectly.
Yeah.
I thought the build-up to this was great. It told me who Mia Yim was, like who she is, where she came from, where she was raised, all that. And I already know I've been singing the praises of Shayna for a while. I love me some Shayna Baszler. That girl is just money. She has busted her ass to learn this game, and she's learned it. That girl can work. I don't care what anybody says. And this match was very divisive. I've seen a lot of negative comments about this match.
Yeah.
I vehemently disagree. This match was fun. You had an MMA fighter fighting a street fighter.
Yep.
there were so many moments in this where every time Shayna would go for a submission, Mia would try some street shit.
Yeah.
Like pulling her hair, pulled her ear, gouged. It looked like she like poked her brain through her eye socket at one point in time.
Yeah.
I mean, that was one hell of an eye gouge there. And I mean, just multiple times. And then it got to be where it just wasn't enough. You know, like it just wasn't enough. And, you know, Mia ended up getting caught at the end.
Yep.
But Mia made Shayna change up her strategy too.
Yeah.
So again, I think there was a fantastic story told in this match, and I don't know why people were hating on it. What was it a bit slow in the beginning? Yeah, but it was a slow, methodical pace. It wasn't slow because they suck. They were slow on purpose.
Yeah.
That they went out there to tell a story, and if you ask me, they told it. What do you think?
I thought it was a good match, man. Haven't really dug too much into the comment holes, you know, or the comment hole, but I did see a couple things I kind of skimmed through, and I agree with you, man. I disagree with those people. I thought it was a good match. I think it's getting to a point where, and I saw some comments. Let me just say that since we're bringing that up, and then I'll get right back into this match. And that's this. I saw some people saying that this NXT wasn't good, that NXT is starting to fade, yada, yada, yada.
What?
I'm just, bro, okay, let me just say this. Those people are the people that are the epitome of shithead chains. Something is being maintained. NXT has been untouchable for a really long time. And you said it yourself. What happens when something gets on top in wrestling? People start to shit on it.
Yep.
And
It's a vicious cycle.
Yep, and that's what I saw with some comments to this show. And I'm like, guys, it's okay to have fun. You know what I mean? It's okay to not have to go up against the grain, because that's what these people are doing, bro. They're going up against the grain to try to be different, to say, oh, well, NXT wasn't that good, so then that way their comment on Facebook ends up with 50 comments, you know what I mean, 50 replies to that comment about why they're wrong and this and that, and that's the shithead chains that feed off of that. They're just going up against the grain to be different, and my point in saying this is those people, in my humble opinion, and I'm sure in a lot of people's opinions too, those people are just that, going up against the grain and being different for no reason because they want to be controversial. And guys, you're wrong. Okay, I'm sorry, but you're wrong, because this was a good NXT. This was a good match. I really thought Mia Yim was going to be the one to take the title, but as we alluded to earlier in this podcast, now I'm starting to feel more like it's going to be Io Shirai since Mia Yim did not successfully get the title off of Shayna Baszler. I really like that supersized Avalanche Code Blue from the top rope that Mia Yim did. That was awesome, super dope. But Baszler ultimately got the victory by reversing an armbar into a Karafuda clutch finisher, transitioning into a triangle choke with her legs to force the tap, bro. And that was a hell of a finish.
Yeah, man. And that tap, that was another one where I was just like, okay, that girl's done. She ain't getting out of that.
Yeah.
And because I was just like, there ain't no street fighting tactic that you're going to be able to use to you're not in a position to do anything. And that's why I'm just like, that was a brilliant way. Just like, it was that match, dare I say it, it was a chess game.
Yeah.
In a lot
I
of
like
ways,
that.
you know?
I really like that. Guys, listen to what Hutch is saying. Have an open mind. This match wasn't bad. It was a game of chess. I'm sorry, continue.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I just feel like it was a game of chess. It was, and both players had very different strategies.
Yeah.
And sure, you could be like, oh, well, Shayna came in playing chess while Mia played checkers because, Mia's a street fighter, so to speak. But, I'll put a badass street fighter against, I'm not going to sit here and say a street fighter is going to take a martial artist. So I'm not going to sit here and make that argument.
Right.
But street fighters, man, again, there's no rules in that. Hence the term street fighting. And I just, again, I like that strategy that Mia brought. It just made for a unique match, and I can't say that I've really seen anything like that, especially from women. And I'm not trying to bring sex into it. It doesn't matter. Wrestling is wrestling.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that being said, I was on the side of the fence that I loved this match. Like, I liked it in the beginning, but then as it got towards the end, I loved it. And I walked out of it a fan of Mia Yim, even more so in her loss.
Yeah, I agree with that, man.
Because she tried everything she could.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I ain't got nothing bad.
I feel the same way, bro. I'm right there with you. I was already a big fan of Mia Yim. Definitely like her style. Definitely love her story. She's from California, like myself. She's from that area. So of course I got a lot of respect and love for that. Definitely wanted to see her because I thought that she could have been the one with her persona, and she like, I take her seriously as a competitor. But she just came up short against Shayna Baszler, who's right now the most legitimate female athlete in NXT with everything that she's accomplished, and everything that she's accomplished in the Octagon, and everything she's accomplished now in an NXT ring. So it's going to take a very serious threat to take that strap off of her. Now my question is this: how long before they do it, and how are they gonna do it? I mean, do you make a triple threat? Do you do a fatal 4-way? Because right now, Shayna Baszler and Io Shirai are both running heel.
Yeah. Not quite sure how they get there now that you mentioned that.
I have a thought.
What's that?
Just do a fatal 4-way where you give Mia Yim another opportunity. Then you put Io Shirai in the mix, and also put her rival Candice LeRae in there to make a fatal 4-way for the women's championship.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, that'll work.
And then that way you can take the title. You can take the title off Shayna Baszler without taking the title off Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, I'd be good with that.
I'd be down.
Because that keeps her looking strong.
Yep.
And then you could either go ahead and let her kind of go off to the races and, God forbid, ascend to the quote-unquote promised land that is the WWE, or, keep her in NXT. Which, hell, you know what? I'd probably keep her in NXT. Shayna,
yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. I mean, you could definitely keep her in NXT, but I gotta say, I can't lie, bro. I'm a little curious to see what she would bring to the table on the main shows. And I understand. I understand the main shows. I know. But I'm curious because I feel like that she's done all that she can do in NXT, bro.
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm thinking that. Part of me is just like, yeah, maybe they do need to bring her up, because what else can she do? Because
she's literally done everything.
Because if you build up somebody to finally take the title off of her, and then you have Shayna go after the title again, and you get it, you're back to square one, and then you got to build somebody else back up again.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Hell with it. They should bring her up.
I'm here for it, bro. I'm here for Shayna 2-time coming up and bringing that legitimacy to Raw and SmackDown. I'm here for it, most definitely. I think that she's great. Of course, a lot of hardcore fans like to shit on her because she's not an indie darling. But you know what? She's been killing in NXT. And for as much as she's had to learn on the fly, I think she's done a pretty damn good job, bro.
Facts. I don't give a damn if she didn't, with all due respect to the men and women who put in the work at the bingo halls. Yes, that is the ideal road to walk. But facts are facts. Shayna Baszler has put in that work, and Shayna Baszler can work. I don't care what you say. She can work. I guarantee you, I guarantee you, you put Shayna Baszler in the ring with the likes of a Charlotte Flair, and those two would tear the damn house down. Guarantee it. Without question.
Oh, God. Now that's a match I want to see.
Right. Becky Lynch, same story.
Ooh.
Asuka, same story.
Ooh.
I mean, the list goes on and on.
Natalya.
I mean, come on. Those matches and those, more established veterans in comparison to Shayna would make Shayna shine even more.
Facts.
So, again, at me if I'm wrong, ladies and mostly gentlemen. At me if I'm wrong.
I don't think you are, bro. I don't think you are. I think that you're entitled to your opinion. I think people have just it's just another thing about being a wrestling fan, man, and we're always going to call it out. We've done it since the beginning of this show. We call you guys out because we need to change the narrative on professional wrestling. First it was, oh, you have to be a big, brawny, 6'5" guy to get anywhere in the WWE. That was the narrative. Now the fans want you to be 6'2", athletic, flying all over the place, and working all the bingo halls and working, working the armories and everywhere. And that's cool too. That's great. I get it. But now these fans have set a standard on what they think that a wrestler should be. And come on, guys, a wrestler could be anything that they want to be. That's the beauty of professional wrestling, is that we have fun with it. I mean, when you got guys like the Gym Nasty Boys running around, and you know what I mean, you got the international superstars, flying around. You got the anti-fun police, making sure nobody's having a good time. Professional wrestling can literally be anything, bro.
Anything, any flavor you want. You talk about Baskin Robbins got 32 flavors. No, they're not a sponsor, but if they wanted to, that's fine. I mean, like wrestling's got any flavor you want. You want comedy? They got comedy. Hijinks, chicanery, they got all that too. You want serious, hard-hitting shit? They got that as well. And you want, again, like amazing wrestling? Hell, look no further than the G1 show that went down this weekend. Holy shit.
I heard that was pretty dope.
Shit, man, like just insane. This weekend has been nothing short of this incredible for wrestling, and for anybody to have. And here's my thing about wrestling fans that bitch.
Yeah.
Especially this weekend. Why'd you, out of all the stuff to pick, there is wrestling for every flavor out there, every genre, every brand, everything. Why you bitching about stuff?
Yep.
Why weren't you able to find something you liked?
Yep.
I'll tell you why.
Why is that,
Sit
bro?
down.
Sit
down. Sit down. I'll tell you why.
Sure, I'm
you're
sitting
fickle. Because you're fickle. That's
Yep.
why. Because you're fickle. You're fickle and you're negative and you love living in your own shade. Stop. Love things. Be happy. Be the light.
Thank you, bro. That's big facts because. Okay, let me put it to you guys like that. You guys out there in the 14 different countries across these great United States and locally here in Indiana. You guys listen back to the old episodes. Yeah, me and Hutch, we do rip shit. We sure do. But you're not going to hear us go out of our way every single week to talk about how bad Raw and SmackDown are, how terrible Vince is, how much of a monster he is. We don't do that every single week. We talk about the bad when the bad needs to be talked about. But if there's a crappy segment that goes down on Monday Night Raw 9 out of 10 times, guys, guess what me and Hutch do? Okay, are you ready? Okay, here we go. We don't talk about it. We don't even give it the oxygen. So why do you guys who with and I do mean this with the utmost respect, who don't have a platform besides your social media, okay? Why do you guys think that you guys can shit on everything when us and possibly, and not possibly, I'm talking about dozens and dozens of other podcasts that have more recognition than us, they don't go out of their way to shit on everything. We, who have the recognition and clout that we have, respectfully, shout out to Austin Theory, we don't shit on everything. So why do you, with no real, once again, being as respectful as I can be, without a real platform, why do you feel like that you have to just shit on everything? I don't get it, bro.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't either. I think it's just, some people are just mad. Some people are just, maybe it's an outlet for them. Maybe some sort of like twisted therapy for them. I don't know. I can't get in somebody else's head. But, all I can say to those people is, if you're watching something and you don't enjoy it, there's other alternatives out there.
So many.
that goes for wrestling, respectfully. That goes for us as a podcast.
Yep.
That goes for music that you're listening to. Shout out to Slipknot. That album is amazing. If you guys are into metal, get that shit. Get that shit. Anyway, you know, and I'm saying that, I bet to somebody that's out there, fuck Slipknot. They don't sound like Iowa. Fuck you. Fuck you. That album's amazing.
Like I said, bro. Like we said, bro. People just looking for shit to. It could be anything, bro. It could be anything. And you know what? In my point of view, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be very serious. I'm gonna be very serious when I say this to all you smarks, shithead Shanes, marks, haters, bitches, whatever. I truly, truly hope that you guys find happiness. I really do. I really do.
Yeah.
I hope you find some light in your life, because for you to come to professional wrestling and bring that negative energy, that ain't it, bro. That ain't it. That ain't it, y'all. It's not. If you guys want to be a part of this wonderful, crazy, beautiful, messed up, fucked up a thing that is professional wrestling, you got to come in. You got to come in with a better mindset than that. You know what I mean?
You got to, and God forbid if you do, you just might enjoy it. As Khan said, we've sit here, we've ripped stuff, but it's not just WWE stuff we've ripped. We've ripped AEW stuff. We've ripped we've talked about Ring of Honor, and we love Ring of Honor.
We love
talked about, we've talked great about Impact. We talked bad about Impact. I mean, yes, we talk bad about stuff, but we don't dwell on that stuff, man.
No.
And you know what? If you don't like something, that's fine too. That's fine. But you're gonna make more valid points. If you're gonna, at the very least, do me a favor. Do yourself a favor. No, don't hell with me. Don't do it for me. Do it for you. If you want to make a point and say, and you actually feel that way, that you didn't like something, tell us why.
Yep.
Make your points, because if you go back and you listen to our show, we don't sit here and say, we just don't like WWE because reasons. We give you reasons why we didn't like it, as well as reasons why we did like it. It's give us your reasoning. And you don't be like, I'm just not going to take the time to do it. Well, you took the time to come on and spout your negativity.
Yeah.
At least validate it.
I agree, bro. I agree with that, and we see it a lot. Like we see it a lot. We've seen it on our Facebook page, the 20,000 followers that follow us. Me and Hutch have actually taken some time out to out of what I can honestly say is our busy schedules, to interact with some of the households who have different opinions than ourselves. And I don't think anytime we've had any interactions with these people, I think it's always ended well.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I got to say. That's what I do love about a major majority of you guys. I know we sometimes we go kind of, sounds like we go in hard, on you guys, but sometimes, love could be cruel.
Yeah. Hey, love hurts sometimes, bro.
Sometimes those words got to be stiff, man. But that's what I love about our household is, like, yeah, they may come off hot sometimes, but they will have a dialogue with you.
Yes, they will.
Like there was a guy we were talking about today about like entrances.
Shout out to Jazz Cat.
Jazz Cat, that's his name. Yeah, shout out to Jazz Cat, man. I believe he's one of our top fans.
He is one of our top fans. He's earned the shout out on the show.
He don't get two shits about that. He's just like, whatever. But anyway, like he made mention about how WWE fans are only into like entrances and stuff.
Yeah.
And as opposed to like in ring, the wrestling matches. And I'm like, I didn't expect you to go on there and comment, but I typically don't. But I'm like, I got something to say about that, man. Because as longtime listeners know, I've got a lot invested in this Bray Wyatt thing. I know that's not what this show's about, but we get on tangents as that's what the In Your House show is, randomness. But yeah, I had to comment. Because I basically said, I think I'm paraphrasing here, but I basically said, like, any true wrestling fan worth their salt knows that it's not just about the in-ring work, it's about the theatrics of it all.
Yeah.
And as well, and any great talent is made or broken off of their intro.
Yep.
Their theme music should tell you everything about them.
I agree.
And I think that is kind of a big deal. So yes, I'm looking forward to that tonight. And I think he kind of seen where we were coming from. And back to your point, we usually tend to come to a mutual understanding. We either come to an agreement or we agree to disagree, and it ends civil. So for that, guys, I love y'all for that.
Yeah, I agree with
that.
Bro.
And shout out to Jazz Cat again. Was that his name? Jazz Cat? Is that
Jazz
right?
Cat. Yep.
Jazz Cat. I didn't want to botch it. I want to make sure I got it right. So yeah, shout out to you if you're listening, man. That was a really awesome dialogue we had there. And I can't say in reading it that I totally disagreed with him. Because there are a lot of people that have that perspective. But anyway, enough of that. Back to the NXT show.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We're only going to talk about two more things, and of course, we're saving that main event for the end. But the next thing that I want to talk about, Michael, bro, I just referenced it. I referenced it a little bit. Former In Your House guest.
Ooh,
yes.
Boy.
Let me say it again, bro. I'm gonna say it again, okay?
Say it. Let me back out here so you can say it. Give you the silence. Give you the let up.
I'm about to get my Montez Ford on right now. All right, here we go.
All right, go ahead. Do your thing, bro.
Former In Your House guest and Evolve champion Austin Theory, the real superstar, showed up on NXT Takeover Toronto last night, bro. They showed him on camera.
Man, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of lost my shit a little bit because we were shaking hands and chopping it up with this guy and had him on the show not even just a few months ago.
It was just a few months ago, bro.
And if you guys haven't caught that episode, go back and check it out.
Check that episode out.
It's there. That kid, it made me thrilled to see Austin Theory pop up on NXT because that kid deserves to be there.
My God, yes.
He's a badass on the mic. He's a badass in the ring. He's I don't like because he plays that. But he deserves it. I'm just gonna say that the man deserves it. Yep. And good on him. And I can't wait to see you kill it in NXT, bro. I hope you're listening. And if you are, congrats, man. It was awesome to see you there. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing you kill it in NXT.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely, positively agree with that 100%. It was such an honor and a privilege and amazing to get inside that cat's head, to see where he's coming from, to see the chip that he had on his shoulder. I had a chance to have a great conversation with him. He was a hell of a talent and an even better person, bro. An even better person. And when I saw him on my TV last night on NXT Takeover Toronto, man, I about threw my phone in excitement because I was so happy to see that dude there, bro, man. He's gonna kill it. And now, if there's no reason for us, which I know I love NXT, but I'm talking about any one of you guys out there in the 14 different countries across these United States, locally, right here in Indiana, the 20,000 Facebook following that we have. Guys, let me tell you this. If there's no reason for you to watch NXT, there's one reason you should watch it now. And that's because of Austin Theory, bro.
Man, you, sir, are preaching the gospel. You got me about to start singing and clapping over here. We sing about Austin. I'm talking about this kid is money. I'm telling you.
Yes. It's the truth, bro. It's the truth. He's going to be a star. He is going to rise through those ranks very quickly. And I just having a conversation with him. Go back and listen to my conversation with Austin Theory, and I can confidently say this, that as fast as success is going to come to that young man, do you hear me, Michael? As fast as success is going to come to that young man, the head that he has on his shoulders, he is going to be able to handle every bit of it.
Oh yeah, he'll be just fine. And and the selfish part of me, because again, I'm on that AEW side.
Yeah.
Call me selfish. I would have loved to see him go there, but that means nothing. That man did what he felt was right for himself, and I vehemently support him in it. And yes, he's got a very level head on his shoulders, I think, and he will do nothing but excel and shine in both NXT and WWE.
I agree, bro. I'm so happy to say that he's not just a former guest, but also, also a friend of the show.
Yeah.
Austin, if you're listening to this, bro, congratulations. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, congratulations. Right. So excited to know that I'm going to be seeing you on the WWE Network again for the foreseeable future. And, man, I'm just so happy to hear everything that's going on with you, and really hope to be seeing you maybe at the next takeover, maybe in ring, who knows. But as much as myself, Mikey Hutch, and the entire team here at In Your House truly love Austin Theory, we really do, huge fans, can't wait to follow his career, we have to switch gears to this main event, bro.
Yeah, man. Oh my God, this marathon of a main event.
Gosh.
Gee, many Christmas. Like, where do you begin, man? Jeez. I mean, these two cats have fought multiple times already.
Yeah.
And yet they were able to go for what? An hour?
An hour, bro. I do believe that was a full hour that they went.
And they being...
That is Johnny Gargano and the NXT champion, Adam Cole, as they went up against each other in a best 2 out of 3 falls match. Dante's Inferno came. Absolutely, because we had not just a best 2 out of 3 falls match, but, bro, this was 3 stages of hell.
Yeah, and what a final stage that was.
Oh, my gosh.
Buddy.
Oh, my gosh.
Buddy. And just fast forwarding to the end, there was one part in that match that really stood out, and Adam Cole is very lucky. There was a spot where I want to say it was a DDT of some persuasion onto chairs.
Yeah.
And Adam Cole's head hit the top back part of the chair. And I thought I was thinking it was it made a river of his forehead. I'm thinking this dude just got his wig split. Bad, and ended up being okay and I haven't read any reports of any concussions or anything like that. But and that wasn't even the craziest spot,
bro. The whole match was crazy. I loved it. I mean, they really just. I gotta say, we just had a conversation, I do believe, no, it wasn't last week. It was in the batch that really epic batch of episodes we had about 2 weeks ago, where we had the conversation, and Albert of the Slam Sessions podcast asked us who we think is the best in the world. And, man, I gotta say, Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano, after that match that I watched last night, bro, for as long as they had to go and the quality of the match, bro, I don't know how they never even entered our brain.
Yeah. The engines on both of these guys, man, they're both Ferraris.
Yeah, for sure.
Teslas, whatever car you want to label them. I mean, they're unstoppable. And,
oh man!
And the thing is, as crazy as it was, I feel like they both still could have went 20 more minutes.
I know, bro. I know.
I mean, with the way it ended, no. But, I mean, had that spot not have happened, yeah, I feel like they could have went 20 more minutes. I'm sitting here watching it, and I'm just and I'm thinking, what else can they do to each other? And it's always crazy when a match gets to that point, where it's just man, these guys are literally throwing everything at each other. And, hell, speaking of throwing, there's a spot when I haven't seen this in a minute, where Gargano just threw a chair at Adam Cole's head. Adam Cole was outside the ring, and he was yeah, take a seat, you son of a bitch, and just it just pinged off Adam's head, and I'm just like, man, like they just went in.
Yes,
and I guarantee you, they're
bro.
both feeling it today. And I actually said, I'm sitting here watching this match, and I said, as soon as it culminated, with all due respect, good luck to anybody on SummerSlam following that shit.
Yep.
Because
right,
I don't think anybody's gonna top it.
It was amazing, bro. Amazing. They had a regular match. Regular, submission pinfalls, traditional classic match. And it was a really good match, filled with dramatic near falls and it was crazy because, it had the referee warnings there and it ultimately ended because, well, I do believe, yeah, he did. I was just trying to think here. Gargano got himself disqualified, didn't he?
Yeah, because he swung that chair.
Yep.
And then once they made the call, Gargano was just kind of like, all right, whatever. And then he's proceeded to give Cole the business.
Yep, just kept giving it to him with that chair. The beatdown began.
And as I'm sitting there watching Johnny Gargano beat the brakes off of Adam Cole, only one thought ran through my mind.
What's that?
What's Adam Cole's dad, Michael Cole, thinking in the backstage?
Well,
he's got to be worried.
He has to be worried, bro. He has to be worried. He's probably thinking, "Oh no, my baby boy is getting that ass beat."
Right. Anyway, yeah, man. Like, this match was it was great. And then, once it got to that street fight section again with the chairs getting thrown and table, I mean, just
taking it into the crowd.
Yeah, taking it into the crowd. There was just so much going on, man, and good on these guys. And then when they dropped this Dante's Inferno needs to be in WWE 2K20 cage down.
Facts.
That was awesome because I was just like, okay, here comes the cage, and then all of a sudden I'm like, what the fuck's on the cage? And I'm like, okay, they got chairs on there, they got barbed wires, it looks like a penitentiary, they got kendo sticks, Triple H's sledgehammer was chilling on the top of it.
Yep.
I mean, it was good stuff, and then the barbed wire actually came into play a little bit at the end with that gnarly bump through the tables. Like, holy hell!
Oh my gosh, bro, that cage. Just real quick, that cage made me think that's like a cage that you put two inmates in that's on death row and just let them beat the fuck out of each other until one of them dies.
Basically, yeah. It's just like, here you go. Y'all get the cage. Y'all got the soap and the socks. Y'all go ahead to swing on each other and solve it. Get it taken care of, whatever.
Yep.
But this kind of reminded me of, because TNA has done this before.
Yeah,
Isn't it like a Monsters Ball match or something like that, where they have the cage and they had all kinds of weapons and shit hanging in it?
Yep. Guys, correct us if we're wrong, but I do believe that Mikey Hutch is right about that.
So this, I can't say it's an original idea per se, but I can't say that I expected it. I don't know if it was labeled as this and pointed out as that it was going to have all this stuff in it, but it was a cool surprise to me. The visual was cool. I love how the crowd reacted when the cage was dropping down. That's what made me think that maybe they didn't know.
Bro, how did they hide that cage the whole damn show?
I think they had like a tarp around it. You know what they did? I think they actually took the tarps that they actually used to tarp off the sections of SmackDown that nobody buys tickets for. And they hit the cage with it.
Yes, bro. Yes. Oh, man. Woo, I'm sorry. That was good, bro. That was good.
Well, I think that's what happened. I don't know. It's purely speculation. We got our In Your House team looking into it. We'll see if we can get answers for you.
Absolutely.
But, yeah.
We're going to have to get Drake Kennedy on that.
Yes, get Drake Kennedy, SBC News. Yes, yeah. We'll see if we get our boy Drake Kennedy on that. We'll see if we can give you guys a further update.
Call back.
Yes. Yep, there you go. Call back. So, yeah, I think it was the Tarps Emporium place that covered that.
But in all seriousness, though, man, this match was amazing. The second fall came to a tap out to the Gargano escape. Which man, they were killing each other straight up. I mean, you had Shining Wizards all over the place. I mean, going all throughout the arena on the soundboard. And then, of course, when the second fall happened and the cage came down, man, all hell broke loose. Tables everywhere, broken tables. Man, I gotta say that Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole feuds are something that aren't as meaty as they used to be back in like the 90s, you know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. There's just no it's rare to have, feuds with like substance to it, like again, it's all short-term stuff. It's just like, here's a feud. It's not to say that there hasn't been great feuds made, but they just haven't let these great feuds that's been made build and cook and, you know what I mean? Like pay off long term.
Right.
It's like they go for the payoff too soon. Like for example, here's an example of what I'm talking about right now. I know we're talking NXT, but I'm going to throw this out here as an example of my point. Who hit Roman Reigns, right?
Yeah.
What's his face? Oh God, I feel bad that Murphy stooged off that it was Rowan.
Rowan, yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Let it be Rowan, and I'm going to shit all over that because it makes no sense. And
I wasn't really into it either.
And if it is Rowan, why would they give it away so soon? They had a great whodunit there. Even though they sure did. Even though y'all need to work on your editing a little bit because that was shit. But we're not talking about that. Go back and look at it again if y'all don't know what I'm talking about because Jesus, tap dancing Christ. I don't know how y'all missed that. Anyway, but yeah, they had a potentially great whodunit story there, and they still might because I think we're gonna get the payoff on it tonight. Yeah. But if it ends up being Rowan, I'm gonna boo all over that, and y'all should too because that is trash. Now back to this show.
Yep. And my point in saying that is everything that we just said was the fact that feuds are something that, and I'll say this, it's partly the fan base's fault because when you do have a feud that goes on for a long number of months, we're like, oh, they're wrestling again. I've done it. I'm not perfect. I've done it. But Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano, considering the fact that this feud this whole time should have been Gargano and Ciampa, they've done such an amazing job, and this is possibly feud of the year, and possibly last night was a candidate for match of the year, bro.
Oh, I think so too. I absolutely think so. And you say you make a point in saying, like, oh, they're fighting again and all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
I have no problem with people fighting multiple times if the story's good.
Facts. There it is.
And if the story's good, then that's what a feud is. They fight multiple times, and the matches build in severity and intensity as that feud goes along. You could have people fight 6, 8, 10 damn times, and if they're good enough talents, then they're going to be able to put on unique matches every single time. And if the bookers know what the hell they're doing, they're going to be able to book around that and book unique matches and write unique matches every single time to make the matches interesting. Now, stop me if I'm wrong.
I won't, because you're not. Period. And they really did a good job with this feud with Cole and Gargano, and the way that it ended was great. Both guys were just in terrible shape by the time the match was over. But at the end of the day, after they flew off the top of that cage all the way down to hell through that table, and the champion Adam Cole has the wherewithal to just roll his arm over with the last bit of consciousness that he had, to roll that arm over, put it across the chest of Johnny Gargano and get that 3 count. That was a classic, an instant classic last night, bro.
Absolutely, and it's one that I will go back and watch when it comes down to the. We you know what, I got an idea. May spitball a show here, like do a potential match of the year show. Pick like match of the year candidates and then chop it up about it, and then maybe give our match of the years. It'll take a lot of work, but
we put in that work, bro.
You guys. We put in that work for you guys. So you know what? We may put that together, but this match will definitely be on that list because I mean, what else can you say? What else can you say about this match? It was incredible. They both those guys gave everything, and I actually said as well after this match concluded that I'm willing to bet that both when Adam Cole walked backstage and when Johnny Gargano got backstage, I bet they both got standing ovations from every single person back there, and they deserved it because holy shit. And the crowd, I got to give it to the crowd as well, because the crowd was exasperated by this point, man. Like, they were blown up because, I mean, this NXT show didn't really give them room to breathe. Yeah. The only reprieve that the crowd really got was during the Mia Yim Shayna Baszler match. Yeah. Because that was as quiet as I seen everybody, and that's when I first thought, like, oh man, they're losing the crowd. Then I thought, nah, man, the crowd's just tired. Yeah. Because they were lit up for like 3.5 matches.
You're right, bro.
I mean, I'm talking jumping up and down, arms waving around, man. I mean, they were lit. So, and again, then they ended up igniting again in this final match. So, again, Toronto, I love the wrestling fans in Toronto and Canada anyway. So, I mean, I didn't expect anything less. And I'm looking forward to the crowd tonight. I bet the crowd tonight's going to be lit. Facts. But yeah, man, what a show. You know, they knocked it out of the park. And also, it makes sense that this is going to be the show that they try to put up against against AEW. It just makes sense. And I agree. Also, Vince needs to stay the hell away from it.
I agree. And I think that's something that's not going to happen. But once again, we'll get to that in a different episode.
I'll say, we'll touch on that another show.
Oh, for sure. That's going to be, there's a lot of meat on that bone for us to talk about. And hopefully we can have a long-time member of Team In Your House that's been there since the ground floor. Hopefully we can get him on there, but we're trying to work some things out. But let me ask you this, and this will be the very last thing that we talk about before we call this a really great episode. I saw some exclusive footage of Johnny Gargano coming out and getting another ovation from the crowd and kind of a curtain call along with William Regal. In your opinion, bro, is Johnny Gargano done with NXT?
I saw that. I saw that. I'm glad you brought that up, because if you didn't, I was going to.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, I kind of do, because kind of to bring up a point that we said earlier, what else, with Shayna Baszler, what else is there really for Gargano to do?
There's not.
Now you do got Tommaso Ciampa kind of waiting in the wings here too, with his Wolverine-esque type recovery that he's made. Yeah. Because from what I hear, that man's ready to come back. I don't know if you've heard.
I have not.
But from what I gather, and, guys, correct me if I'm wrong out here, but from what I gather, Tommaso Ciampa is basically ready to come back. That neck injury shit, as of right now, he's good to go. I don't know how long he would be able to go, but it sounds like he's basically green-lit to get back in the ring, which... there's part of me that thought we were going to see him last night.
Really?
But again, it didn't happen, which is cool, because that may have taken away from Johnny's moment if this was indeed his curtain call for NXT.
Yeah.
And they could always, revisit the Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano thing in WWE, and it'd be just fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, to go back to your question, yeah, I think this was Johnny's send-off, and it was a good one. I mean, what a way for him to go out. He went out like a warrior.
He sure did, bro. Totally agree with you. Nothing that you're saying is wrong right there, bro. It was a great show. So it's that time, bro. It is that time before that other time where we plug away, and we got to give this some thumbtacks, bro. What are you giving the show? How many thumbtacks?
I'm gonna give it a good 9.5, man. It wasn't a bad show. It was a great show. It was. And I really, if you was to ask me, what's keeping it from a 10? Man, hell, I don't even know if I can really sit here and say anything. Fuck it. Man. It's a 10. It's a 10. Like I got nothing bad to say about this show. Nothing.
Yeah. I look back at this show. I'm thinking about this show and how much fun I had watching it from start to finish. And I think that us here at In Your House are very, very fair with our rating system, which we use Thumbtack, something that I don't think anybody else uses, and I'm proud of that. We're very fair with our rating system. I don't think we hand out 10s just loosely. You know, I don't think with the utmost disrespect, I don't think we're Meltzer handing out 5 stars to everything that happens in Japan.
No, absolutely not. If something's stale, we're going to say it's stale, and we're going to take points away because of it, or Thumbtacks, as it were.
Period.
You know, we do our best to be as Switzerland as we possibly can. Here.
Facts. With that being said, me looking back and thinking about this show, there is literally no reason for me to not give this a solid 10 Thumbtacks.
Yep.
So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to agree with my esteemed co-host here. 10 Thumbtacks from both members of In Your House. It was a great show. NXT Takeover Toronto. If any of you guys out there in the household think that NXT takeovers are falling off, guys, check yourself before you wreck yourself, because it's not. It's still killing it, guys. It's still killing it. With that being said, Michael, it is your floor, bro, to plug anything that you would like to plug. Brother, plug away.
All right. Well, I will plug my Twitter that I really don't tweet on very much. You can now, boy, if that don't motivate you to follow me, I don't know what will. But yeah, you can follow me at Hutch IYH on the Twitter. I am trying to tweet a little bit more. Usually I just kind of try to at people and try to have dialogues with some people on there. You know, that's kind of what I've been using it for, but I'm working on it, but whatever. The one piece of social media I have been working on is my Instagram.
Yes, sir.
And I'm actually going to remember my handle on my Instagram this time. It's Hutch in Your House, just like the show. Hutch, INYOURHOWSE. It is a hodgepodge, as it were, of random wrestling memes and whatnot, and random video game stuff. And I'm sure I'm eventually going to add food and probably random live stuff. And probably I've done, there's one backstage, behind the scenes picture that I took of the In Your House show, video show that we were doing, it was the OWE show.
Yes.
That we were working on. So, I want to do some behind the scenes stuff on it. It's just randomness. And, shout out to everybody. I got 36 people sipping on the Kool-Aid right now. This thing's only 2 weeks in. I think only one person here is fake, because there's this one girl on here that's following me that's all in a bikini and shit, and she's only got one picture. Fake. I think it's bullshit. Amy Boha, you're bullshit. But you know what? You're padding my numbers, and it's fine. I don't care. But the rest of y'all are real, and I love you guys. So give me a follow on there, and enjoy the rest of this wrestling weekend, man. And I always say, regardless of what brand you choose and all that, you had every single brand to watch. Stop hating and stop dwelling on the stuff that you hate, and go pursue the stuff that you love. And whatever it is that you love, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's WWE, AEW, New Japan, Ring of Honor, doesn't matter. We are Legion. We are one. Enjoy your wrestling weekend. Enjoy your week. We'll catch you next time.
We are one. One of the great slogans from my esteemed co-host, Mikey Hutch. Guys, he said it. Enjoy the rest of your wrestling weekend. When you guys listen to this, it will be 6 a.m. Monday morning. So enjoy your drive with Hutch, with Khan in your ear, as we reviewed NXT Takeover Toronto. And we hope you guys really enjoy SummerSlam tonight and listening to this Monday morning as you drive to work or the kids to school. Guys, I gotta say it once again. We just gave you another great episode, but that is what we do. We give you that work. So let you guys know where you guys can listen to this at. You guys can listen to this at Apple Podcast, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Himalaya. Hey, you don't have an Apple device? That's all right. We're on Google Play. Anywhere that you guys are, we can get to you. check us out. October 5th, Heroes and Legends 13, Fort Wayne, Indiana. We are the official podcast of the entire event, and if you can't make it, but we really hope that you make it, you can check it out on Fight TV with your boy Khan and Jason Saint on commentary. Guys, what are you doing? Buy a freaking shirt, www.prowrestlingtees.com/inyourhouse. Guys, the new episode of OWE Weekly is out. Check out episode 3 as me and Hutch talk about one of the hottest brands in the entire wrestling world. Guys, hop on this bandwagon. Get on. Or get gone. Because the household, well, we going mighty strong. You guys have a great day and a great rest of your week. Peace.